Okay, because like right now, you definitely a mainstay. Your name is known in the city. You plugged in the city for those who need to know. I like to say like all the gatekeepers know you.
Yeah.
But amongst the artists, do you feel like do you get the credit that you deserve? Like, do people highlight Handz management and recognize like what you were able to accomplish?
I think
in this industry.
I think more so now. But I think that's just because the success of my clients, and my clients are more successful and they champion me. So I think I've people have kind of figured out what I've been doing behind the scenes because of my clients. Like, you know what I'm saying? They really push me and they push me to the front. Like, hey, so here go to the front. You need to speak up more. Like, so yeah.
So like, was Bodie your first artist you signed?
No.
Or work with? I'm sorry, not signed.
No, actually no. So the very first client that I had was a guy I went to school with. Well, two guys I went to school with. My homeboy Corey Walker. He went by the name of Cassius.
Okay.
So and then my homeboy Locke, who is still my friend today. Both of them are friends today. Locke works with me with Handz Up now, and Corey lives in North Carolina. Him, his wife, and kids, they moved to North Carolina. Corey doesn't do any music anymore, but I talk to him every day. But Corey, you remember when they had Freestyle Friday on 106 and Park? So we drove to New York, or he auditioned for it, and he got on there, and he was on there for like a month.
Oh man, that's dope.
He was on there for a month. So we was like literally, and by that time I had left school. I had left Ohio and came back to Detroit. So what I would do is I would catch the bus from Detroit to Cleveland. I would meet up with them in Cleveland, and then we would drive to New York to go film.
Oh man.
They filmed the show on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and then they aired Friday.
Got
so
you.
I would catch the Greyhound to Cleveland. We would ride out to New York, film the show, come back. I catch the bus back home, go to work.
So like if he was winning, or saying he was continuing on, like so he had to keep going back to New York.
Yes, we had to keep going back to New York every week.
Got you. Did they compensate him? Like, nah, nothing. It's like on you, bro. This your opportunity.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. And so then I know like a lot of people was big up in your name, especially, what you were able to accomplish with Brody getting signed to Nas. Like how did you meet him, man? How did
I meet Bodie? Okay, so funny story about Bodie, right? So I was working with my homeboy Locke I mentioned. So he had a group, they was in a group called DRG, him and Ced, and they were getting produced by my man DeWitt from Sick Notes. So we were working on their project. I came across Bodie music. He had put out the Concrete Connie. He had the So Dope All My Life video. So like we came across that online on Ill Roots. So we looking like, damn, this shit ill. And I'm like, and I kept reading like from Detroit. And it was bugging me because I'm like, how is this nigga this ill? And I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I end up reaching out to the people from Ill Roots to do a song. I wanted him to do a song with DRG. So they put me in. I sent Mike Wax my number. He sent it to Bodie. Bodie called me. So I end up going to pull up on him. He called me. He's like, man, shit, you trying to go to the studio? They told me you trying to do something. Shit, pull up. So I meet him at the gas station because, Bodie a real street nigga. He ain't want to let me pull up to his crib. He met me at the gas station. So we got to talking, and then we realized that we knew each other. We played basketball against each other in middle school.
Oh, wow,
like
our
crazy. Schools were rivals. So it's like, I'm like, damn, you Lil Moochie, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know that this whole time that this is Moochie, that's Bodie James. So from then, we just hit it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we got to reminiscing about, when we playing against each other in middle school and stuff like that. And then, we had a lot of similar people that we like grew up with.
Got you.
So he ended up coming to the studio with us. Him and DRG cut a song called Close Your Eyes. Like actually Big Crit produced the song.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So Big Crit produced that song. So we ended up doing that. And after that, me and Bodie just stayed in touch with each other. DRG ended up going to jail. They end up robbing a bank. No, crazy. They ended up robbing a bank and they went to jail. So at that time, Bodie had just put out Trapper's Alley.
Got you.
So, I was hurt, bro. Like when they went to jail, like we had put in all this work and I just was like hurt. Like I had thought about even quitting. Like I thought about, I don't want to manage no more, nothing. So then Bodie called me one day and just was like, hey, bro, you know, I see what you was doing for the guys. I got this shit going on. I need somebody to help me with what I'm doing because I got all this momentum. You know what I'm saying, with him, with the cool kids and all that stuff, that energy he had going on. He was like, I need somebody to kind of help me navigate everything that's happening for me right now. He's like, what's up? So I'm like, shit, let's do it. So then we just like jumped right into it. We did the consignment mixtape. Chuck English, you know, who's Bodie's cousin, you know, he had came to Detroit because we was working on the Jay Dilla, My Dukes was working on the Rebirth of Detroit project that Bodie and Chuck was featured on. And when we were at the studio, Chuck was like, yo, Alchemist, because, you know, Bodie had met Alchemist at South by Southwest earlier that year. He like, yo, Al want Bodie to come out to LA. Y'all niggas should come to LA. So I went to Bodie, like Chuck said, we need to come to LA. So Bodie called me. He's like, shit, I bought my ticket. I like, all right, cool. So I went and bought my ticket. We flew out to LA and went to Al house, and shit, the rest was history.
It was history.
Yeah.
So like, get into that deal. Like, what was it like? Like, and what caused it not to? Because obviously he didn't get to that next level that everybody was expecting him to kind of just like really hit. So like, what kind of happened within that?
Just life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was legal shit going. Bodie had legal shit going on.
Gotcha.
It was life. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I didn't think that's all it boiled down to. It was life and just growing up and just, you know, us figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's all it boiled down to. You know, because the talent, obviously you see the talent is there.
Absolutely.
You know and he been doing that. Like, I was reading, so Sterling Toes just put out a project. It's called Manager on McNichols.
Okay.
So it's like this jazz infused project. But Bodie recorded these raps 13 years ago, right? So when I'm reading this review on Pitchfork because you know it came out after the you know what I'm saying, the album with Alchemist that came out earlier this year, The Price of Tea in China. So they're like, yo, Bodie's evolved from his raps on, like, dog, he evolved. Like, these raps is old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that show you that like he been that good for that long. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't never about the talent. It wasn't never about none of that. It just was, you know, life and transit. Like, again, like I said, transitioning from being in the streets to music.
Got you. So, like, signing Nas, did y'all actually get a chance to meet him?
Yeah, no, we kicked it with Nas.
So what was that? What was that like? You know what I'm saying? Sitting with Nas, man. What his personality was like?
He everything you think he is. Like, if you imagine Nas, like, he is that in person. Like, cool dude, cool, laid back, chill, you know what I'm saying? He just gave us game, you know, kicked it with us. I remember we went, when he was doing the 20th anniversary stuff for Illmatic, we went to, he had this interview at Google. Like, you know what I'm saying? We get in there at Google and it's like sitting there with him, watching that. It was crazy watching like all these kids who you wouldn't imagine
know who he is.
Know who Nas is. They knew all that shit, bro. They knew every fucking word, like, and it was crazy, like. So yeah, he just like, you know, he definitely. And remember, we was Bodie was at XXL, like doing like a thing for like, you know, he was potentially like for the freshman cover or whatever, and Nas called in while we was in the office. He called in like, yeah, like I fuck with dude, and you know, he called the radio station out here and did an interview, was talking to the radio station about, you know, how, you know, his love for Bodie music. Cause that's really all it was. He really loved the music. Like, he heard the album we did with Alchemist, the first one of my first chemistry set, and shit, he fell in love with that shit.
So like after Bodie, did you like, cause I know sometimes, you know, as a manager, you put your all in the artist, and whether it's the artist's fault or not, things don't happen the way that you envision. Yeah. Did you kind of stop management then, or did you already have other?
It kind of like so while I was working with Bodie, that's when things kind of started to really evolve. I started working with this kid named Kevo Hendricks, who's a writer, producer that I still work with to this day. We met him out in LA when we was out there working with Alchemist. We were going to floating around the other studios. Like, I don't know, you know who King Chip is from Cleveland. He rocked with Kid Cudi real heavy. So he moved, him and his people, him and his man Big Duke and all them moved out to LA, you know, because they was out there with Cudi. Gotcha. So when we would go out there, we'd kick it with them, and then they knew Kevo because they'd be at the studio. So they'd be like, yo, because Kevo from Indianapolis.
Got you.
So they like, yo, it's another dude from the Midwest like us. Y'all should meet him. So we kicked it with him, and shit, Kevo just clicked in with us, you know what I'm saying? And shit, he moved out here, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I had that. It was a songwriter. Her name is Ashley Rose. She would start working with her. I actually was co-managing her with Rock Nation for a minute.
Okay.
And yeah, she just kept evolving. You know what I'm saying? It was it's a girl named Janice that I was working with at the time. She young. She a singer songwriter. Like I don't manage her today, but like she family like too. You know what I'm saying? So I was working with her. So yeah, shit started to evolve, and then the Nisha thing came along. Like kind of towards the end, me and Bodie kind of had like we had a situation where we went our separate ways, and then that's when the Nisha and the Shay thing came, and then after that, then start working with Helluva, like so things the ball just kept rolling for real.
So when you think of Nisha and the Shay, like what made her special and unique as an artist to make you kind of leave, transitioning from one situation eventually get to
I don't think it was. Well, first of all, she dope as hell. Like when first time I ever worked with her in the studio, I'm like, oh yeah, like she just got it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like a thing of working with her to make me stop working with me. And Bodie had kind of stopped working already.
Okay, I got
you. Just the universe just kind of happened to bring that situation at that moment.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So now you get with her, because she's dealt with her issues within like the music business and things of that nature. Like, how do you keep that grounded? Like, what as a manager, how do you operate with an artist who already been through so much before?
Just kicking it with them, bro. It's education, like, and the people I work with, like, somebody asked me this, like, how do I pick who I work with? And it's like, I don't just pick an artist, like, I'm gonna work with this artist. Like, I get to know them, I kick it with them, like, we build a vibe, like, cause they like my family, you know what I'm saying? Cause for real, you end up spending more time with them than you do with your real family. So, like, if I'm gonna dedicate and sacrifice my real family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta really fuck with you for real, like, and that's what it is. So it's just about always educating, always, like, cause every day ain't gonna be a great day. So it's about just loving on them, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Are there, excuse me, are there any like characteristic flaws that you see in an artist that's a red flag, no matter how talented they are? You be like, no, I'm good.
If I'm working harder than the artist. I should never, like, I'm never gonna work, and I've stuck by my guns on that. I'm not gonna work harder than you, cause this your shit.
Got you.
So if I should be playing catch up to you, you should be on my ass. Like, Nisha call me every morning. What's up, Ced? What we doing? I'm doing this. I'm trying to do this, or with a vision of what she want to do. Like, she on my ass. Helluva, he on my ass. Like, shit, bro, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he going out and he creating, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I gotta make sure that I'm keeping up with them. So if I ain't doing that, if you chilling, then I don't want nothing to do with that.
So I know you with so many, with very notable clients, and you talk about hands-on management. For those who ignorant or don't know about, I guess, a hands-on management, like, man, what would be your mission statement? Like, what can someone come to you for services to actually get?
I think my biggest trait is just knowing the music business and music law.
Gotcha.
That's my expertise.
Gotcha.
So for me, like I said, the artists create the magic. It's not me. I don't create the magic. Like, I didn't make Nas fall in love with Bodie. Bodie did that. You know what I'm saying? So it's my job to just make sure that it makes sense for Bodie or for Nisha or for Helluva, that these are the things that they're creating. Now, when they create shit, now I can take that and go create other opportunities off of these initial things that they created for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But again, my thing is knowing how to make it make sense for them. Because at the end of the day, we put in all this work. Like I said, like I'm sacrificing for my family, they are too. So, for example, Helluva raised his kids by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a single father raising his kids. So my thing is, I need to make sure that he's straight and that he getting what he's supposed to get. because he got a family to take care of at the end of the day.
No doubt.
So yeah, it's cool. We do the work, but yo, make sure that this shit straight and the money coming in and it's longevity. You know what I'm saying? Because music is like real estate, bro. So this shit, you can make money today, but you see a song, you could be 20 years from now, and as long as your paperwork and everything together, somebody want to use that song or you know what I'm saying? Is just making sure all that's in order.